Assalamualaikum and hi, I'm Shikin Aziz. For your information, dirt or unwanted formation in the food factory is known as soils. So the soils that I would like to describe in this video is not the soils that being used in agriculture or in the gardening. All right. So soils that I'm referring to, okay, the soils in food industry. There are also other terms to present soils in food industry. One of it is fouling deposit. Fouling deposit is a common term being used in publication, especially in journal publication, to represent soils that form in food processing equipment or food processing lines. Fouling deposit is generally defined as the accumulation of unwanted deposit on the surfaces of processing equipment. Fouling may be influenced by the processing condition, material build-up of the equipment, or fluid processing characteristics, while scale is commonly used to represent formation of mineral deposit on the surface. Now let's look soils that may present in the food industry. Soils in the food factories mainly come from the ingredient of the food products, okay, of the food product, which may be due to splash, drop, dripping, or spilling of the liquid, okay, and it may also stick on the surface during the preparation of the product. So one of it is fats, oils, grease, a common soil in oil and meat industry. Proteins. All right, protein soil is normally stick on the surface of equipment after the protein is denatured at high temperature. Protein soils are common problem in milk and dairy factory. While carbohydrates or starches uh, can be found in sauce, bread factory, and other factory that may use carbohydrate as one of the ingredients. Lime scale, okay. Lime scale can be caused by the water quality, okay, as I explained in the other videos. So lime scale is actually referring to the mineral deposition, all right. The water that drips, okay, and leaks, or the water that in hot water tank, cooker, or in other processing equipment will form lime scale, which is the hardest soil to remove. Then rubber marks, okay. I hope you are not surprised by this. Okay, rubber mark is also considered soils in food industry. All right, this commonly been seen on the floor due to tire marks from forklift trucks. Corrosions deposits are normally found on metal due to reaction between water or moisture with metal surfaces such as steel, zinc, aluminium, and brass. Adhesive salts is due to dripping of the adhesive solution from packaging and labeling process. Besides that, inks, dye solution may also drip from packaging and labeling machine. Lubricants may also drip from food machinery, especially machinery that have a movement part. Yeah? Algae may also grow in moist areas, especially where high condensation happen. Fungi may also grow at moist areas, for instance, near chills, freezers, and silicon sealants. So these are salts that may present in food factory. Actually, not all salts listed here are harmful. but most of them give a poor visual appearance and are not a good representation for your food standard certification audit. Each type of salts will require different cleaning chemicals and procedures. Thus, it is important to identify the salts before we can plan the best cleaning method. From this list, the salts are classified to several classes. Okay. Fats, oils, proteins, carbohydrates. This can be classified under food salts. Okay, food salts. While lime scale, and I will include as well corrosion deposit. Okay. Uh, this we can class it under inorganic soil. Okay. Then, sorry for that. And then, fungi and algae. Okay. I can class this under bio soils. Actually, for fungi and algae, there is another things that we may include. We call it a biofilm. May also present in food industry, especially around water. Okay, where we restore the water. Equipment that contains water. Okay, and actually we can put we can combine biosalts with food salts, okay, under a class of organic salts. Okay, organic salts. While other salts, okay, other salt here, we can class it, okay, the lubricants, ink dyes, adhesive, and rubber mask. I can include this as other salts, commonly being classed as other salts. So from this list, the most difficult salts to deal with it is the salts that form during food processing. Most of food product contains ingredients that will stick firmly to the equipment surfaces when it dries. For instance, this melting chocolate, which has fat, sugar, and milk, and of course cocoa. Okay, when it melts, okay, when milk chocolate dry, it will make the cleaning process more difficult. So, for example, this area, okay, this shows that where the chocolate has been dry. Okay, this type of sticky salts on the surface is normally considered as difficult salts to be cleaned. Food materials reacts, okay, with oxygen of the air. Okay, this as well pose another challenge in food industry, which may create bad odor, and the chemical composition may change too. This is not a good practice if you delay the cleaning process. And we know that thermal processing is the common method to destroy food pathogen and preserve the food product. However, food materials are heat sensitive, often easily denatured and burned. This will form strong deposit on the hot surface. Okay, uh, and which is difficult to remove during cleaning. And another issue in food industry is food ingredients for one food product are numerous. Thus, food process may form heterogeneous fouling deposit, which has carbohydrate, protein, minerals, and fat. Heterogeneous fouling deposit is complex and difficult to plan its cleaning procedure. And not to forget, sometimes most of the time, food product as well has some minerals. Okay, so important to note that as we love tasty food product, the microorganism love food too, as we do. So food residues on the equipment surface will be a perfect place for microorganism to grow. That is why we should not delay our cleaning process after each production. Food salts is easily accumulated in food equipment, especially when the flow diminish. Okay, where there is turn, okay, where there is a corner within the equipment, such as within the pipe. Okay, so let me draw here. Okay, let's say we have a straight pipe, but if suddenly you have corner like this, okay, normally at this place, okay, right, where there is we call it a dead zone. Okay, I think I should change the ink color. Okay, it's called it as dead zone. Okay, where it will be a nice place for the food salts to accumulate around this area, as the flow, the velocity at this area will be lower than the velocity at the middle of the pipe. All right, so then food soil elsewhere is easily be found at rough surface, or when the flow change from a turbulent to laminar. So from this photo, I may show you a place where the fouling, okay, or food salts may accumulate around this place and between the wall, okay, between the wall and the floor. Sometimes it depends on the design, you may also see the accumulation at this area. Okay, so but to be honest, the photo that I'm choosing here, it can be considered that the design is good, has followed some of the guidelines for food grade design. So now, Fouling deposition generally occurs in 5 steps. So I'm referring to this publication. All right, for further details, you may refer this. All right. So it starts with initiation or delay period. During this stage, all right, let me change again my ink to this color. Okay, during this stage, okay, heat transfer coefficient is high and constant because of the clean surface, so the heat can be transferred efficiently. The component of the fluid may react each others. So I'm illustrate the reaction of the component with this combined circle. All right, they may react each other, or they may convert to a new component type that may build up a fouling layer on the equipment surface. During the second stage, mass transfer process will happen. At this point, foulants or the new component that has been react with other component. All right, this one, foulant. So, all right. So, foulant is actually okay. Foulant is actually a component which has tendency to stick on the equipment surface. Okay, so this component will transfer. Okay, will transfer to the surface. Okay, will transfer to the surface, and fouling deposit will start to build up. All right, this shows the fouling deposit will start to build up. Then the foulants that has arrived to the surface will stick. Okay, will stick on the surface. Okay, will stick on the surface or react to form a layer of fouling deposit. At this stage, the equipment surface characteristics may influence the rate of deposition. For example, rough surface and high surface energy will increase the rate of deposition. At fourth stage, two things happen at the same time. All right, deposition and removal. Okay, one deposition of foulant on the surface, foulant might as well. Okay, uh, foulant might as well be removed from fouling deposit layer. Okay, this shows where the foulant detach. Okay, and move to the main body of the liquid. Okay, so this the fouling deposit. Okay, detachment. All right. So this happened by the action of the flow of the product across the deposit liquid interface. The detachment of fouling deposit is not good, as it may affect the quality of the food product. For example, instead of having smooth chocolate bar, but due to the detachment of fouling deposit, you may get chocolate bar with rough surface. All right, and finally, the aging process. This process starts once the material deposited on the equipment surface. And during this period, the adhesion of material can be strong or weak depending on the product materials involved. The deposit may become hard if the equipment surface is hot, and the hot surface will further cook the fouling layer. So I'm using a darker color here. Okay, a different color. You can see here this to represent burn fouling layer deposit. All right. So this burn fouling layer deposit will happen if, let's say, the food processing is not stopped for cleaning. All right. So common practice in food industry is to stop the processing before stage 4 occurs. All right. Let's see the impact of fouling deposit on the processing industry. When fouling deposit starts to build up, the plant surface will become resistant to heat transfer. We know that food has low thermal conductivity. When fouling thickness increase, velocity of processing fluid will increase too, causing a pressure drop. Okay? Then, of course, falling deposit could reduce the product quality. These initial problems will generate other problems in production costs. Energy costs will increase. Energy costs will increase as the pump will work hard to pass through the conduit that becoming narrow. Okay, as I present, but I'm using this pipe illustration to show. So basically, the chocolate here is the fouling. Deposit layer. Okay, so the diameter will narrow due to fouling deposit, and heating costs also will increase as more heat is needed to transfer sufficient heat through the fouling deposit layer, so that it can meet the set processing temperature. Cost of maintenance also will increase to cover the cost for monitoring and cleaning. Production can also loses as cleaning process is a downtime. Chemical usage during cleaning may affect the environment. Thus, it is important to treat the wastewater. Of course, cleaning chemical for food industry is more expensive compared to domestic cleaning chemical. So this lead to increment of chemical expenditure. Uh, Due to this, it is important to minimize the formation of fouling deposit and speed up the cleaning process. Many researchers have investigated the best way to optimize cleaning process, and they are still working on it, including me. Okay, thank you for watching, and more interesting knowledge will be shared in other video. Alright, so see you again. Bye.